Shalom friends, this is Maim, and in this video we're going to be learning Hebrew from the Torah portion Balak, which is found in Numbers chapter 22 verse 2 through 25 verse 9. So this is the first verse of that Torah portion, and it starts with the letter Vav, and this is a Vav with a patach, so this says Va, and then we have a Yud with a patach, so this says Ya, and then we have a Resh, but this Resh is going to be, the Shava under the Resh is going to be silent, so this Resh is going to be the end of this syllable right here, so this is Yar, so this is Vayar, and then the Aleph is silent, Vayar. And Vayar, the Vav right here, means and this part right here, Yar, means he saw. Okay, he saw. So who saw? We have the bet here and the kamatz, which says as. This is ba, and then the lamed with the kamatz, so this says la, and this kuf closes out this syllable, so it says lak, balak. So in English you would translate this as Balak saw. Okay, and we have another bet here with a segol, so this is be, and this nun sofit closes out that syllable, so this is ben. Ben means son. And then we have a tsari here with a chirik, so this is tzi. This says tzi, and this is a pei. And with this cholem vav, this says o. So this is po, and this is a resh, so this closes out the syllable to say por, tzipor. And tzipor actually means bird, but it's a name here. So Balak ben Tzipor means Balak, the son of Tzipor. And this Balak saw, okay, saw right here. Now we have an aleph with a tzeres that says and then tav, so this says et. And et is just a direct object pointer, we don't translate it. But what it means is that what follows is the direct object, a specific direct object of the verb, which is right here. So what did he see? This is a kaf with a kamatz, and usually the kamatz says in modern Hebrew, but with this specific word, we always pronounce this word with the ancient pronunciation, which would be the kamatz anciently said ah, like as in sa or pa or something like that. Okay, so we say ka, and this is a lamed, so this says kol, okay, kol, which means all. Sometimes this word also means every or each or the entire or whole. Okay, but here it's translated as all. This is a chatef patach, so this is a quick and this is a shin with a segol, so it says so this is she, and this resh closes that syllable, so to say sher, asher. Asher means who, that, or which. Here it's translated as that. Next is an ayin with a kamat, so this says and this is a sin with a kamatz, and the hey closes out the vowel, so this is sa, asa. Asa means he had done, actually, okay? Asa means literally he had done. Who is he? He is right here. This is a yud with a chirik, so this is yi. This is a sin, and the shava is not going to be sounded. So this is going to be yis. And this is a resh with a kamat, so this is ra. And this is an aleph with a tzere, this is and this lamed closes out the syllable to say el, Yisrael. So Yisrael had done. So all that Yisrael had done, because in the Hebrew, usually the subject comes after the verb, okay? And then we have a lamed with a kamat, so this is la, and then we have an aleph with a chatef sagol, so this is a quick la, and then we have a mem with a cholem, so we say mo, and then we have so this says mo, so this is resh with a chirik, and the yud together says ri, la emori. La emori, la part means to the lamed is to, and then the syllable, the vowel means the. La means to the, and emori means Amorites, the people. Okay, so like Temani is the Yemenites, Yehudi are the Jews. So when you're talking about a people group, usually it has E at the end in Biblical Hebrew. Whereas in English, it's often ites, Amorites, Hittites, Jebusites, right? But not always in English, but very often. Whereas in Hebrew, it's often this E ending. Okay. So next verse, we have a vav with a patach, so it says va, and then a yud with a kamatz that says ya, and then a gimel with a kamatz which says ga, and then a resh closes it out, so this is gar. Vayagar, the accent is on the second syllable because of this trope mark right here, vayagar. So the trope marks often tell you where the accent mark is of the word. So vayagar. So this means terrified, okay? He was terrified. So without, this translates it as became terrified, but I would translate it as he was terrified. Without, because this vav here is usually a reverse of vav, but it makes sense either way. So I'll leave it at that. I think I translated it more literally. This is, I think more interpretively. Anyways, okay, we have a mem here and a cholam bav. So this is o, so this is mo, and this is an aleph with a kamat. So this is a, and then a vet. So this is av, moav, and that's Moab. Okay, and then we have a mem with a chirik. So this is me, and the pei with a shiva. The shivas are often silent in the middle of a word, but because this pei has a dagesh, right, the dot, we're going to sound it. Okay, so mi pe, and this is a nun with a tzere, and the yud together says ne, mi pe ne, and that means of. Actually, it's just of, or you could also say before. I would probably translate it as before. So Moab was afraid before, but I guess it'd make more sense to just say of. But the thing is, there's other words, that you can use. My translation is a little bit more literal. Again, I like to give a more literal translation. This verb right here that I'm translating as before, and that this is translating as of, the root is from the word face. Okay, so panei means actually face of. So even more literal, this you could translate this as from the face of. Okay, that would probably be the most literal translation of this word right here. But that's how you say before or in front of. Also lifnei, before or in front of. So, okay, so this is of the people, of, or in front of, or before, okay? And this is a hey with a kamat, so this is ha, and this is an ayin with a kamat, so this is a, and the mem sofit closes it out to say ha'am, means the people. Ha is the, is people. Like Yisrael, the people of Israel. Okay? And this is a mem with a shiva again, so this is me. Okay, the shiva gives a quick sound, me. And this is the aleph with a cholam, so this is o, and then a daled, od, me'od. and that means very. This is actually Moab became very terrified of the people. Me'od means very. And then we have a kaf with a chirik, yud, which says e. So this is ki. And this means four, right here, four. And then a resh with a patach with a vet says rav. This says so this is rav. And this could be great, or so you could even translate this as mighty, but here it's translated as numerous, which is also fine. All those definitions would be fine. So numerous, rav, abundant. Okay, and then we have here hey, and then this is a vav with a dot through it. I always forget the name of this. Is it a kubutz or huruk? Anyways, this says u, and this aleph is silent. This is hu. This literally means he. Okay, so great was he, is what this means. And it's singular because the word for people is singular. Okay, but in English, that's not how we speak, so that's why they translated this as they. But in the Hebrew, this is a singular. And this is also singular. Whereas, in adjectives in Hebrew, they can also be plural. Okay, and then we have a vav here with a patach that says va, and a yud with a kamatz, so this says ya, and then a kuf with a kamatz, and a tzadi together says katz. Vayakatz. Okay, and this is disgust. Disgusted, and he was disgusted. And then we have Moav again. That's the same as here. That's Moav. So Moav was disgusted. Okay, and then we have again the same word mipnei, and here it translates it as because of. Okay, mipnei, and I already told you what it means, like literally, right? And then we have bet with a shiva, so this is be, and this is anun with zere yud, so this is ne, bene, which means children of. Ben is son or child, and bene is children of or sons of. Banim would be just plain sons or children. Okay, so bene is children of or sons of. And then we have Yisrael again. We had that in the last verse, so I'm not reading it. Yisrael. Okay, so I just wanted to also just give we're at the Chabad.org site here. Just wanted to give the Balak in a nutshell. Balak, the king of Moab, summons the prophet Balaam. I think the Hebrew pronunciation of this word is actually Bil'am. So he summons him to curse the people of Israel. Now on the way, Bil'am is berated by his donkey. Donkey talks to him, who sees before Bil'am does the angel that God sends to block their way. 3 times from 3 different vantage points, Bil'am attempts to pronounce his curses, but each time blessings issue forth instead. Bil'am also prophesies on the end of the days and the coming of Mashiach. The people fall prey to the charms of the daughters of Moab and are enticed to worship the idol Peor. When a high-ranking Israelite official publicly takes a Midianite princess into a tent, Pinchas kills them both, stopping the plague raging among the people. So there's a lot of things that I wanted to say here. So I think the most interesting thing to me about this Torah portion is we have a prophet who is not a part of Yisrael, and he was a wicked prophet. But he was a prophet nonetheless. So why would God speak to him like he speaks to prophets? And why would God speak through him even though he is wicked? And, the sages say because God cares for the whole world, not just for Israel. So in Judaism, we actually recognize prophets from other people and other religions. I personally believe, like for example, that Joan of Arc was a prophet for her people and for her day. Now, that doesn't mean that it's not like just because you're a prophet, you're not like a prophet like Moshe or the prophet Isaiah or something like that, where every single word you ever say is from God. That's not how. Even Moshe and Isaiah weren't taken that way, as if every single word they ever said was from God. No, they were given specific messages to say for God, and sometimes they made mistakes, and sometimes they were wrong, and sometimes, God had to punish them also just because they were prophets. It didn't mean that they were faultless, blameless, perfect. So in Judaism, we acknowledge that there are prophets in other religions, but they are not for us to follow. They're not for the Jewish people to follow. They're not for Israel to follow. They're for the nations. And, our Torah even says that, if there's several tests for a true prophet in the Torah, right? One of them, or in Tanakh, actually, not just the Torah, one of them is, if they say that something's going to happen and it does not come to pass, it says, don't, you shall not fear him. Don't even worry. Don't listen to him anymore. Don't fear him. Don't. Another thing that it says in the Bible is that if a prophet comes and he performs, he says something is going to happen and his words come to pass, meaning he really did predict something and it came to pass, but then he tries to lead you astray and worship other gods and, break the Torah, then it says that God is testing you. God is testing us when that happens, which means that it doesn't matter if someone even shows miracles, if someone prophesies the future. That is no excuse for us to disobey God's word. And yes, although there may be prophets in other religions, for because God wants to give his people a message, and that's who he chose. God can choose anyone. He doesn't always have to choose someone from Israel. But still, that doesn't mean that that prophet is for Israel and that we need to follow them. I'd like to invite you to visit my website at www.hebrewmime.com. That's HEBREWMAYIM.com. And you can click on the button to sign up for free lessons, free Hebrew lessons, to your email delivered every week or so. Sometimes I miss a week. Sometimes I'll send more than one email for that week. So again, just visit my website, HebrewMime.com. And I also have special sections here. Not only can you sign up for free Hebrew lessons to your email, but you can also get my playlist to learn the Aleph Bet, even Aleph Bet with Elmo. And I also have a section on learning various Jewish prayers and blessings. I also have you can see all of the Hebrew lessons from Genesis to Deuteronomy. And what else? Oh, I have a section on ancient Hebrew, learn how to pronounce the Hebrew letters in the ancient Hebrew pronunciation, the ancient Hebrew tongue. I have some lessons on how to trope or chant the Torah, specifically lessons for that. And then I also have links to if you're interested in getting more formal biblical Hebrew lessons or modern Hebrew lessons from a good friend in Israel. So you can check that out as well. So just visit my website at HebrewMime.com. Shalom. Shalom, my name is Mime, and I'm a naturopathic herbalist and holistic life coach, and I'm the founder of the Aruka Holistic Life Academy. our students learn how to become effective healers using nutrition, herbs, and other holistic healing methods. I have found that to become a holistic healer, you, number one, don't need to be licensed. Although some of our students are medical professionals, doctors, nurses, etc., but you don't need a medical degree or a license to become a holistic healer. Number two, you don't need to study for 4 or more years in college. And number three, you don't need hundreds of thousands of dollars for a medical degree or a nutrition degree or any other kind of expensive degree. I don't have any of these things, yet I have built a profitable online health coaching business. And I'll tell you the 8 things, though, that I have found that you do need. Without these 8 things, healers are ineffective and lack confidence in being a holistic healer. And most holistic schools and certification programs don't incorporate all 8 of these secrets, which is why many graduate from them, from nutrition schools or health coaching schools or herbalist schools, etc., feeling inadequate as a healer. So I would like to share with you my secrets on how I became an effective holistic healer and built a profitable online health coaching business. You can become the healer of your home and your community without the need for pharmaceutical drugs with dangerous side effects, hospitals, doctors, or even dentists. You can build a profitable online health coaching business without the need for years of college for an expensive degree. My mission is to show you how. Visit my website at www.aruka.com/free to get my 8 secrets on how to become an effective holistic healer.